Let me just say this before I even begin recording the video. Ladies, I need you to come to the front of the church, okay? Especially black women, okay? Ladies, I need you to come to the front of the church, okay? Especially if you're a feminist, any kind of feminist, and especially if you're a black woman. Because, I'm sure a lot of you guys have been asking me about this whole brick situation. And, when things like this happen, right, my modus operandi has always been, if a situation happens online, the best situation is just wait, let it play out, right? Don't do, preemptive reactions. And it looks like I was right to do that. So, for those who may not know, there was a viral video that was essentially going viral because a woman, essentially, a Somali woman, right, recorded herself saying that she was hit by a brick by a man because he asked her, for a phone number, and she said no, and he hit her with a brick, right? And she was recording outside, surrounded by the black males, and she was saying, "Oh my God, this is what black men do," and implying that, of course, this black guy requested for a phone number. She said no. He hit her with a brick. The black man didn't know anything, and of course, it went viral. And I have talked about how, when it comes to the black males, have gone extreme when it comes to us white and Paso Bros. But this situation is the other side, and how when it comes to black women, they have gone to the extreme, especially when they get on this feminist stuff, right? Because when this video happened, I swear to God, it felt like black men everywhere, especially black American, but they were just talking about black men globally. Because in this situation, right, the allegation was that the guy was Haitian, she was Somali, the black men around her was apparently from different parts. So this became a black diaspora situation, right? It was black men globally, ain't shit, right? So, for weeks, we were just hearing about, oh my God, that's why we don't submit to y'all, all that kind of stuff. Right? You're conquered males, all that kind of stuff, right? And it was saying this about black, and it wasn't just black American women. You had Caribbean women, black women from the Caribbean, black women from Africa. Black women globally were just going off, right? I saw this video on Comedy Hype where you had this girl from the Bahamas. I said, "Are you fucking serious right now? A black girl from the Bahamas talking about how black males got to do better." But nevertheless, it then later on came out, and based on what it's looking like, it looks like she lied, right? So what happens apparently, there's now this new information that's spreading across the internet where it looks like this entire thing was a fraud. Number one, you had a guy who essentially posted a video saying that he was a witness in the entire situation. And he went viral because he said, he was not going to step in and protect her, right? I was there and I didn't protect her and I wouldn't do it again. Of course, black women got mad and angry. That were too. Apparently, even that video of that dude who said he was a witness and didn't, step in, he was lying. He wasn't actually, apparently he wasn't even there when it happened. So that was a lie, right? Then we come to find that this woman, right, this Somali woman, right, she has pulled this off multiple times before. She has made other videos in the past claiming to have been hit by black males, by men in general, and she will typically make these videos, go and make, go fund me's, raise money, and disappear. And in each of these situations, she never files a police report, right? And so that, of course, came out, and now it's coming out. Apparently, the huge bulge that we see on her face, actually, what that apparently is that it's a gum infection. And that apparently she went to the hospital, it was a gum infection, and that's why her face was so big as it was, but it wasn't her by a break. So based on with all that coming out, it's starting to look like this thing was a hoax, right? And on top of that, even when it comes to the incident, right, apparently there is no police report in regards to this. Right, they reached out to the cops saying, "Hey, have you guys heard anything?" And the cops said, "No, we have not heard any of this." So it's starting to, so based on what I'm seeing right now, it's looking like another Carly Russell situation. For those who don't know, Carly Russell is a black woman who claimed to have been kidnapped, found out she was lying the whole time, right? And of course, that hit black women's credibility. Now it looks like the situation with this video is a hoax. It looks a hoax too, right? That's what it's looking like, right? But of course, right now we're going to wait and see. But let me just say this, okay? I noticed how when this video first came out, you had black women coming out here demanding for protection, talking about how they weren't being protected, right? Now the new information is coming out showing that it may be a hoax. All of a sudden, now they're quiet, right? But see, I'm not even going to address the hoax part. What I'm going to address is the double talking that the women are doing, especially black, right? Because look, this is behavior that other groups of women are doing. But the problem is that when this situation happened, it mainly became a conversation between black men and black women globally, because it wasn't just about in America. You have black women from the Caribbean, Africa, talking about, how they're not protected, right? So it became a black diaspora conversation. It almost felt like the diaspora that got smacked with a brick. But my thing is, right, let's put the hoax aspect to the side, because, it looks like a hoax, but even if I choose to put the fact that it looks like a hoax to the side, another problem that needs to be addressed is the fact that you guys were speaking out both sides of your mouth in this conversation. Because when you were online demanding protection, talking about how guys bless you, right, the reaction a lot of men have, which is why, like, look, but I thought you were independent. And by the way, guys, this is not just in America, right? You see this in the Caribbean. You see a growing number of black women in Africa saying this. Like the black diaspora has experienced this rising number of black women declaring their independence, declaring how they don't need a man, declaring how, they're trying to tear down the patriarchy. That's fine. So how is it that on one hand you're independent, you don't need a man, you're trying to tear down the patriarchy in Africa, whatever, but then now you want men to come protect you? And of course, when we ask them this question, they're like, well, that doesn't matter. I'm like, yes, it does. See, ladies, let me tell you something, okay? Men don't expect protection, okay? Men understand from the day that they're born that the moment you step out there, you're on your own. What does that mean? That means that if I'm a dude and I enter with another male, there is always this silent threat of violence. I know that if I say anything, if I do anything out of line, that dude will put hands on me, and guess what? Nobody will feel sympathy for me. Let's be honest here. Let's say, I'm walking on the street, and I'm talking to a dude, and I start talking crazy to the guy, right? And the guy beats me up. God's not going to save me. They're going to say, well, you shouldn't have been running your mouth. The woman not going to do anything, because the expectation as a man is that you need to be able to go out here and stand on your own 2 feet. But women, though, here's what they want. They want to be able to go out here, talk crazy to a dude, and not expect hands to be put on them. And not just that, when hands are put on them, they expect the surrounding males to protect them. Now, look, I believe that naturally women should be protected. But I also believe that is under a social contract, under a patriarchal framework. See, what ladies need to understand is that patriarchy is a two-way streak. The same way patriarchy essentially propels women to submit to men and play traditional roles, patriarchy also propels men to protect you and provide for you. It's a two-way street. So if you're saying, I don't want patriarchy because I don't want to be held to these standards, understand the same patriarchy, right? That is the same patriarchy, right? That was forcing you to hold these standards is the same patriarchy that was forcing men to protect you. And if you're saying that you don't want to be held to the standards, understand that men are no longer going to feel obliged to protect you like that. Because from their point of view, okay, well then the social contract is not, because once again, the only reason dudes were doing that randomly for random women was largely because there was a social agreement. There was an agreement that, hey, we operate under a patriarchal system, in exchange for the woman's cooperation, in exchange for the woman's submission, we have to protect them. Now you're going to have women in the chat saying, well, women shouldn't have to be submitted to protect them. I'm like, well, yes, they do. Let me ask you a question, right? There have been a lot of men that have said that, they want black women to smile more, to be more feminine to random black males. The response that we have gotten is that black women have said, hey, I don't owe the average black male a smile. I don't owe the average black male femininity, right? The only person the only person who can, demand me submission is my own man. And guys are saying, you're right. But here's the irony, right? You're saying that random men do not deserve your submission, your cooperation, but yet you want but you want men to protect random women. Think about what you're saying, right? Random black males, random men do not deserve your submission, but at the same time, random women need to be protected by men. No, the same way you guys are saying that collectively, right? You guys cannot be held to any patriarchal standard. Men cannot expect anything from you in terms of traditional behavior. The same thing applies to the men too. Okay, then don't expect anything from us. But see, what I've come to realize, ladies, is that the same way the males, especially black males, are delusional about this paso bro, you guys have become delusional about feminism. I have talked a brilliance about how black men will talk about, paso bro, BM, right? But yet will ignore the fact that when you go to these non-black countries, these non-black people don't want you fucking the women. And all of a sudden they get mad because they're somewhere being drugged to Colombia. They're somewhere being called the N-word in Asia. We know this. We make fun of them. But it seems like a lot of you ladies have the same delusion too. You guys believe that you can get rid of patriarchy but still have patriarchal benefits. You guys believe you can proclaim your independence but still expect men's protection and provision. That's not going to happen. And so the question, and so even with this situation being a hoax, because it's a looking hoax, right? That's not even my main concern, right? Because once again, this is gonna hurt black women hard. Because once again, right, it's already bad enough that in America and globally, right, a lot of black males feel like there is no social contract. A lot of black males feel like you guys are increasingly going down this feminist path, and so they don't feel any sense of social contract to you. That's already bad enough. Now you got this two situations of Carly Russell and this break thing of becoming a hoax. Oh, this is gonna hurt black women bad. Okay? And of course, I don't want that to happen, but that's just the reality. Okay? That's just the reality. And what I'm trying to tell to the women, especially black women here, is that you have to understand that this works both ways. Now, there is an exception that I will make, right? The only exception I will make when it comes to this is that, and a lot of men may not agree with me on this, black men in particular, I do believe, though, that if a black woman is under attack by a non-black male, black men need to intervene. That's the only exception I will say. And the reason why, and I know some black men may be disagreeing, that's fine, but the reason why I say that is because look, if the women in your community reject patriarchy, they reject the social contract. Okay, at that point, that means that they're not owed protection from random men in that community, right? Because that's social contract. That's within the community. That's within the group. Okay, if Chinese women reject the Chinese patriarchy, reject the Chinese social contract, then that means within the Chinese community, they cannot expect random Chinese men to pretend. Because once again, you rejected the traditional patriarchal contract. But if, however, a black woman is attacked by a man who is not black, I believe that it is in black male's response to protect her. And the reason, because it has nothing to do with feminism, it has nothing to do with advocating for her being independent. The reason is because when another group of men attack your women, it's no longer about your women at that point, it's about you. I've said this multiple times, right? When it comes to white males may go hard on white women when it comes to feminism. But best believe, the moment a black dude puts their hands on a white woman, you get in check. See, the white dude can put hands on her. The white dude can punish her for not being submissive. But you, on the other hand, you can touch her because she's not your woman. So I believe that there should be an exception when it comes to non-black males. But hey, look, if there isn't a social contract within the black diaspora, within the group, the women need to be made aware that, hey, the consequence of that is you're not going to be able to benefit from, you are not going to get patriarchal benefits if you do not submit to a patriarchy. Okay? Number one. But number two, there also needs to be understanding amongst the males that, hey, even though the women do not deserve patriarchal benefits, there also needs to be understanding that, hey, we are still the males of this community. And this is still our territory. And so we cannot allow another group of men to put hands on our women. That's not gonna happen. Because that's a punk move. See, I'm gonna give you an example. If a white dude walks into a room and he put hands on a black woman and all the black guys do nothing, that's humiliation. Because what he's demonstrating is that, hey, I can put hands on your people and you're not gonna do anything about it. See, that's a different situation. That's a different situation. Now, if a black woman is there and she's acting belligerent, putting hands on a black dude, and the guy put hands on her, well, she just walk away. Because at the end of the day, there is no social contract within the group. The women have rejected patriarchy within the group, so they don't deserve random protection within the male within that group. But if another group of men put hands on her, I do believe that even if there's no social contract in place, black men need to, once again, at that point, it's no longer about her. At that point, it's about you as black males, because you need to draw that line saying, hey, you're not going to come put hands on our women. Go on that side. So now some men may disagree with me on that, that's fine. But I believe that, it is different. It is different when another group of men are stepping into your community. It is different. Now, if the women in your community don't want to submit to the patriarchy, that it is what it is. They're not going to get patriarchal benefits within that group. But if a man from another community steps in, it needs to be checked, right? But with that being said, I just want to make sure that the women understand, especially black women, that look, okay? If an individual black male decides to step in, that's fine, right? But what you need to understand is that everything has a give and take. Everything has pros and cons. Within a patriarchal system, yes, women's rights are in many ways restricted, but at the same time, they are guaranteed protection, right? They can demand that from the group because that's part of the contract. And yes, in that situation, the women can demand that random men protect them. Once again, they're operating under a patriarchal contract. You can demand that because that was the agreement. But the moment you break that contract and say, I don't want to be in a patriarchal anymore, that's fine. But understand, once that's gone, once that patriarchal social contract is gone, you lose the right to demand these things. You no longer are entitled to the benefits of patriarchy. You're not entitled anymore. It's like, imagine me quitting my job and say, oh, I quit my job, but I should be entitled to all the healthcare benefits. That's dumb. That's what's retarded. No, you get these healthcare benefits as long as you're, under our company and you're working for us. The moment you go and be independent, you're on your own. Okay? So ladies, once again, especially black women, right? Once again, okay? It's already bad enough that we had the Carly Ross situation. And now we got this brick thing becoming a hoax. Please, I hope you guys understand that this is not a good look. And this is going to hurt your credibility. And I don't want that to happen because because look, black people as a whole, we already face the situation where people don't feel our pain. People don't sympathize with us, right? But this situation is really going to hurt black women because before even these two cases, right, black women were already not being listened to, right? Black women, like a lot of time, black women will go missing. Right? I'm giving you an example. A black female goes missing, no news coverage. A white female goes missing, it's like 24/7 coverage. It's insane, right? And I feel like this two hoaxes makes it worse, right? And on top of the fact that you guys use the whole brick situation as a proxy for black feminism against black males, I'm like, you just further deteriorated the small amount of social contract that was there is gone now. Because let me tell you what's going to happen. What's going to happen is that after this, now that this brick situation is now looking like a hoax, what's going to happen moving forward is that a lot of black males are going to start pulling back. They're not going to go out here and engage random anymore. I'm telling you right now. And I don't want that to happen, but I know that's what's going to happen. Because you have now publicly said that we have 100% of the feminism trained and we don't subscribe to the patriarchal social contract, which means that you can no longer demand the benefits that come from that. Now, if an individual black man decides to intervene, that's not his choice. Okay? But ladies, understand, you cannot be independent and demand protection. Black women, understand, you cannot be on this black feminism independent stuff and demand protection. Now, for individual black males, let's do that, that's fine. But as a group, if you have made it very clear to your own group of men, to black males globally, that you want to be independent, you don't want to subscribe to a black patriarchy, then guess what? You don't get the benefits that come with a black patriarchy. You get to be treated, in other words, you get treated like a male. What happens if I go to a random guy and I start talking trash? He beats me up. No one cares. And what's going to happen is when y'all go out there and start running your mouth, it's going to be bad. I don't want it to happen by the end of the day. See, as a man, I would prefer a patriarchal situation where you know, both sides have agreements. But once again, the women broke the contract. The women want to be independent. And if that's what you want, we're not going to stop you. But understand that as you leave this contract and you go and be independent, you're not going to get to claim the benefits of the patriarchal contract. Understand that. But with that being said, I'm going to leave it there. But you guys, tell me what you guys think in the chat. Do you agree with me, disagree with me? But yeah, it looks like this entire brick situation is now becoming a hoax, and you know, it's crazy. But look, I've gone on black males a lot for colorism and how they pedestalize non-black women. But in this situation, black women, I gotta call you out. Because you can't have it both ways. You can't on one hand reject patriarchy, be on this feminism stuff, and then turn around and expect black males to give you patriarchal benefits. That's not gonna happen, right? The same way black women, because look, you guys say, right, you are not entitled to submit to random black males. The same way black women collectively, right, don't have to submit to random black males don't have to protect random black women, right? Because you've made it very clear you're independent. I don't want it to be like that, but that's the consequence of this feminism independence situation, okay? And it looks like the same way the black males were delusional about SYs being Paso Bros, you guys have become delusional about feminism. And I don't think you guys really understand the consequence of that. But with that being said, you guys, so much you guys in the chat. Like, share, and subscribe. Hammer out.